Hello and welcome to Audio Tips from a Pro. I'm Neil Kesterson. I've been a professional audio engineer for 40 years and I've learned a thing or two. I'd like to pass on some of my knowledge to you so that your soundtracks can shine. Let's talk about space. That is, managing the space in a soundscape. There's more to a listener's experience than content and quality. Where a sound emanates from in a soundscape can have a powerful effect. In stereo or surround, placing sounds in specific locations cue the listener to pay attention. For instance, imagine a film scene that takes place in a living room. Our characters are seated around watching TV. A knock at the door comes from the left. This causes two thoughts from the listener. The knock is not coming from the TV. The knock is important because it's located somewhere other than the center, where most every other sound is. This technique not only sets up what might come, such as an important person is at the door, it enlarges the soundscape. Be careful not to overuse the extreme edges. It will wear the listener out. Reserve the fringes of the space for big ideas or moments. In music, it's common to shove sounds to the edges. Each musical recording is, after all, a unique statement. There are no rules to widening the space, but I would be careful to not have the edges compete with the center, where most vocals or leads are. Think of a drum kit where the snare, hi-hat, and kick are nearly dead center, and the toms and cymbals are on the edges. Be careful with the volume of extreme edge sounds. Too loud and they stand out. Watch your sound effects spread. Place yourself inside a film or drama soundscape. Someone walking at a distance will make dull, monaural footsteps. If you put in a sound effect of footfalls that is recorded in stereo and up close, it will mismatch what we see, which is distant and mono. Always check and recheck these areas of the soundscape because when something's wrong, it may pull the listener from the story. Keep voices in the middle. Unless it's harmony or a device for plot advancement, like the door knock we just talked about, keep the voices panned to the center. In film, most dialogue and voiceover comes from the center speaker. Advertisements, talk shows, news, etc. all have voices in the middle. In music, the lead singer is almost always in the middle, even on duos. Harmonies are mostly in the middle, with some spreading out to the edges. A word of caution when spreading out harmonies. Singers that have performance challenges such as tuning or timing can reveal their weaknesses. In these cases, it may be best to pan everyone to a light middle and add a stereo reverb. Surround yourself. A surround project opens up the sound field tremendously, but don't overdo it. You can fall into the same traps in stereo if you play too close to the edges. In surround films, we generally reserve the back, side, and top channels for environmental sounds and music. When we need to call attention to something, like our old friend knock on the door, we can place it more precisely than in stereo. A favorite use of surround for me is in war documentaries. A battlefield scene might have cannonballs flying over from back left to front right and exploding. If my music track is in stereo, I'll enhance it by expanding it into the rear channels with a little bit of delay and perhaps light reverb. For music recordings, using surround can either enhance or degrade from the experience. The first question you must ask when recording is, where is the listener? Sitting in the first row or sitting in the middle of the band? Both can be exciting listening experiences, but there is no rule. I enjoy the middle of the band versions for when I'm in my living room relaxing with a book. However, if it's a concert film, the first row with a crowd behind me works best. Thanks for watching. Have a question or want to suggest a topic? Email me at info@dxaudio.com. I'm the owner of Dynamics Productions in Lexington, Kentucky. Visit my studio website at dxaudio.com. I wrote a book called Push the Right Buttons, a practical guide to becoming and succeeding as an audio engineer and producer. Get a copy or listen to the audiobook at dxaudio.com/book or at most online retailers like Amazon, Audible, Barnes & Noble, Spark Ngram, and Google Play.